Hey, it's Lee with the Tunepact Podcast. Stick around on this episode. We're talking with Lord Nelson.
Yes, indeed, and you're gonna have one of the best times of your life. Yeah, woo!
Welcome to the Tunepact Podcast. I'm your host, the punk rock pop, Leigh Pierce. And today we're lucky enough to be joined by Lord Nelson. Thanks for coming on. You want to do me a favor and introduce yourself for anybody that might be living under a rock for the last 25 years?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the big guy, the Lord Nelson. That is, yes, indeed, former frontman for the amazing rap metal band Stuck Mojo from back in the day, man. Still, just love, just doing what I do, man. And I'm so excited to be here, most definitely.
Well, and that's how I know you from. I'm just to Plastic Catastrophe. I've always loved the heavier side of the rap metal stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever genre. I mean, it's got so many different names for it, but I've always loved it, especially when you just got a heavy vocalist the way you've got. So I mean, I've known of you. I mean, we just met today, but
Right.
I've known of you since the Stuck Mojo days. Mutual
Of
friend
course.
friend and bandmate Mike Martin. And so you've been doing this even in that genre, which is it's a very I don't want to say niche, but it's a more narrow genre when it comes to because there's a lot of not crossover from metal fans to rap metal fans or
Mhm.
hip hop fans to rap metal. So you see a lot of kind of bounce between the genres, and you've been doing this for what 3 decades or longer, and you know a
Mhm.
lot of artists. So what are some things you've seen coming up that have changed, like for the better and stuff that you wish they had when you were younger, or the stuff you miss when you first got into this stuff?
I mean, it's a good question, man. It's the music business has changed so much. Me coming up, blessed to get into Stuck Mojo at a time where the rap metal thing was still pretty big, and it was doing well in Europe, especially. Traveling to Europe was amazing. I had such a grand time with Stuck Mojo during my tenure, and the music was just amazing. And when I look at it now. I don't think that it's there as much because it's all so much, DIY and things have changed. Listen, things have changed so much, man. It's just like you're looking here. How can I do this? How can I do that? We will speak about marketing, how important it is. And there's so many people making music now. Every day people are dropping music. So it's like, how can I become a big fish in a big pond or a big fish in a small pond? Or how can I be that guy? Or how can my band be that band? And it's just so much knowledge, there's so much information. It's trying to navigate your way through all the madness to be successful. And even the big artists are complaining and not getting what they need, and record labels don't do what they used to do, man. And, once again, it's the business of music. The music it's about the business, most definitely, man.
Yeah, there's an industry and then there's the business, and there's a
That's
big
right.
difference between the two.
Indeed.
And like you said, there's so much music out there now. I mean, it was always out there. It's just
Mhm.
it's more ready
It's
available
accessible.
to
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because when we came up, it was trading tapes and picking up 7 inches at shows and shit like that. Now it's all of a sudden, just in my TikTok feed today, I probably came across 50 bands I never heard of.
Of
I
course.
mean, I wouldn't hear 50 bands in a year growing up,
Right.
let alone new ones, because the radios played the same 5 bands. Didn't
Exactly.
matter what station you turned to, and now everything is out there. I mean, it's good and it's bad because man, talk about an oversaturated market. But it's easier to find your target audience out there because of the music communities and stuff.
Right.
Whether it's a specific genre or regional or what, you can hashtag put it on whatever platform and
Hmm.
start finding the regional fans or more importantly, other artists. I mean, who
Right.
knows? Find out there's another band 10 miles up the road that you could have been touring with or playing shows with, and you just didn't look into it. And now you've got all that access at your fingertips.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
No doubt
sorry,
about
excuse
it.
me.
It's there. No, you're good.
So, and now you do podcasting also. So, what is some of the things that you hear that when you'll hear having or whether it's on the podcast or just in the industry and music scene, you'll hear
Hmm.
younger artists talk about that just it dumbfounds you like what are they even talking about? And all of a sudden you realize I got to learn from these kids because there's
Right.
a lot. Like, man, like, oh, I'm the first to admit I don't get kids these days, but I'm also the first to admit I want to. Not just the marketing side of me, but in other words, I'm going to age out of everything and just be a stupid old man if I don't keep learning.
Yeah. I'm thankful for my three children who keep me up on things. And of course, I have my podcast Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS network with Five Royals ENT. I always got to give the shameless plug, Chris Aiken for the CMS network, my brother, Classic Metal Show. Yo, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, man. There's when I have people on my show, I always want to get to know them better. And I'm really interested about what's going on with them now. I had a band on called Rosie out of Houston, Texas, and they're one of my favorite bands, and they're like more mainstream rock in a sense, little punk like. But let me tell you something, they're amazing. And in my mind, I'm like, why are they not the biggest band in the world? Why are they not on that Taylor Swift thing? The stuff that they're singing about is amazing, and they are really, really incredible. And so when I'm talking to them, it comes down to a lot about money. And you can go out there and do shows all day long, and what happened back in the day is that the labels, once again, they're the bank. They put money behind you. They do the marketing things that get you out there to the public, whether it be, the advertising part of the marketing with radio and in magazines. People don't read magazines like that anymore, and all of that. Getting it out to the people so the people can see it. Getting your music played 9 million times, on the radio. Talking to program directors and traveling and grassroots, going to these different radio stations or whatever like that. They don't do that as much anymore. It's all internet, in which it makes it easier. But once again, as we were saying, there's so many people out there doing it. What is it going to be to get you beyond those other individuals? And you may be the most talented artist in the world, most talented musician. But if you don't have your marketing correct to get you out there, man, it's just like you just, what do they say? In a boat without a paddle, just real deal. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's man, I don't know, well, especially being working in the industry, and I mean, every single friend of mine is an artist, whether it's music or movies or graphic design
Yes.
or painting or everybody, and there's just nothing worse than when you see some of this overproduced stuff that's pushed out there, selling a million albums, and you're like,
Right.
how? Why that should be Plastic Catastrophe? Why
Right.
the hell is this band got it? Like, there's nothing worse than seeing that. But it is, it's
Yeah.
100% the money put. A lot of the time is the money put behind it,
Yes,
and
sir.
that there's no second guessing. There's some that it's they're talented, but it's not your jam. And I'm the first to admit,
Hmm.
like, I know talented musicians when I see it,
Right.
whether I like their music or not. Props for any success that they get. Success means different things to different people. But we all hear
Hmm.
that stuff and we're like, no, that's just 12 kinds of auto tune and wrong. And it's their, top of the chart shit. And I don't get it. It
Yes.
is. It's 100% the money behind it. Because nowadays, even labels don't there's an advertising. Nobody's picking up a copy of Rolling Stone or Spin in print
Not at all.
anymore. It's all online. I mean, you still got a lot of bigger ones, for what no matter what genre it is. You got Revolver, Alternative Press, you got
Hmm.
all those magazines, but even if you get a cover story, is anybody going to see it?
Right.
So it's all about your personal social media now. I
Yes,
mean, I
sir.
would never have thought, when all this started that because I've been in marketing, loved marketing since I was a kid, not just music, just advertising. The stuff has always fascinated me. I never thought it would get down to advertising is literally what the lead singer is posting on their personal Facebook page. Could be the make or break for a band now. And it's just
Right.
so insane to see the way it's shifted. But it's easy to utilize, especially for these younger artists that get it. We got to
Hmm.
learn from them. They were born into this, man. We're just trying to figure it out and stay relevant.
Definitely trying to figure it out and stay relevant. And I had to learn. What's my man from? I was on Scott Bowling's show, and Scott's an amazing podcaster also. And what's my guy's name? Oh, forgive me, man. I'm just getting old. But he and his wife were telling me because they were there being interviewed also, and I said, hey, I'd like to sit down and talk with you about, this social media stuff because they were doing it well. And he said, man, you got to put you out there. I know you want to put your music out there first. He's like, but no, you got to put you out there. He's just like, people want to know who you are. People do they want to be like you? Do they want to, they want to know those things. And that's where it is now. Back in the day, you could kind of be like, I'm secretive. And people were like, man, I wonder about this person. But no, now they want to know everything about you. And it was just amazing. But when I did that, and then I said, okay, let me go out here on TikTok. And I started doing it. And then I could see started going up. The views. It was like, I was like, okay, I'm getting it. So I became more open to doing things. And now I don't mind. I love to talk and run my mouth, and have a good time. And I could do way more. My wife sometimes like, you need to calm down. But I'm like, I want to do more. But nothing to where I'm embarrassing myself or anything like that. I just want to put out great content for people to understand that I have an entertainment value because that's what we're doing. We're entertaining people. And so I just want them to know that, yeah, I can get a lot crazier. There's a lot of stuff that I was just like, man, I could do this. When you talk about marketing stuff, I was just like, man, I could do this right here. But then, you just got to, and the thing is that you find out the stuff you think might be the best stuff in the world, they don't think it's the best stuff. Then you put the craziest stuff out there that has really nothing to do. Wow. It's something viral. It's so bad. It's a hard thing to try to grab a hold and see what's going on, man. But once again, I still enjoy it, man. I don't take anything personal. I'm good because I can talk noise with the best of them.
You hit it on the head. I mean, because we came up in time when everything was print media or TV or
Yes.
radio. There was no internet, let alone
Right.
satellite radio and stuff like that.
Right.
So everybody was always on. You didn't know what your favorite lead singer's voice even was.
Right.
They get on stage, you're like, I thought they were British because you never heard an interview in 15 years. We see an
Indeed.
interview, and that was the best behind the scenes. Or man, when MTV came out with Cribs, and you got
Ooh.
like a walkthrough, like there was nothing
Nothing,
like that
nothing like
back then,
that, man.
and now that's the go-to. If I don't see my lead singer eating pancakes for breakfast, I mean, I feel like I'm let down. The fans want to see every aspect of your life
Right.
now, and
Yes.
I tell all my clients, I tell whether it's bands or labels or what, I tell them, go through your footage and all the stuff that you've got sitting in a junk file, post it.
Right.
100%. If you think it's stupid, that 5-second video where you hit the button wrong and you didn't really record what you're post that. It's going to get a
Yes.
million views. Watch it.
Right. Right.
It's because
Indeed.
that's the stuff they want to see. They want to connect with you, and that they want to know you're human. We don't want our rock stars to be rock stars anymore, like
Right.
in the old days. We wanted that larger than life stage persona, and
Yes.
now we want to know that they're like us. I think
Right.
it's because
Indeed.
the way the world is, you want to know where people stand also, and you want to know that you're able to connect to them, because there's nothing worse than like really liking music and then you find out the person that made it's not the kind of person you would invite into your
They
house, and then you're like,
suck.
damn. There's a lot of records I stopped listening to over the last few years.
But you know what's so wild is that just my personality and who I am. I think back to, have I met some buttholes out there, and there probably have been some, but me being who I am, I don't let people get to me. I know who I am. I'm confident in me. Now, am I confident all the time? No, but I know who I am. And I know how I'm going to carry myself. And so you could put me in the room with the heads of state, and I'm going to walk in that room with my head high and like They're going to be like, who is this guy? Because that's me. You know, nobody's better than me. I always laugh with people. I'm like, I'm not lesser than. I'm not saying I'm greater than, wink, wink, or equal to, but I'm just letting it be known that when I step in a room, I am Lord Nelson when it's the music thing, and I want you to understand that. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care the status that you have. You can never be greater than me. I believe that, and that's how I live my life, man. Indeed.
Oh, that right there is some great advice, and that takes into topic of networking right
Yeah.
there. I'm always the same way, but if I from the second I wake up to the second I go to bed, I'm networking. Does 7 days a week, whether
Yes.
it's wearing the shirt of a band I'm promoting or the sticker on my car or who I'm
Yes.
talking to out in public. I'm always networking. And when
Mm-hmm.
you walk into a room, it could be somebody else's surprise party. You can command the presence that that party's yours when you walk in the door. That's the confidence you need to put out there. And then when you go and talk to those people, you make them feel like the most important person in the room. Because
Yes. Yes.
first of all, they should be. Right now, you're the
Right.
most important person to me because you took your time to come on my show. And honestly, thank you. That does
Yeah.
mean a lot to me. And that's what you
Yeah.
got to convey that to people. Let them
Indeed.
know you are the most important person in this room. And make sure you say it loud so the other
Yes.
people that aren't in the conversation want to get in that conversation. And
I co-sign it. Yeah.
that's how you build a strong network and a strong community too.
Mm-hmm.
You find out who's the right people are that want to be around you and want to be a part of the things that the other people that are in your network as well.
Indeed. I've just had so much engagement with like fans over these years, and I'm still in touch with those people because those people meant so much to me, and I took the time to have conversations with them. I was never like, I'm too big to have a conversation with you. What is that? That's crazy. And not on the level of saying like, a Michael Jackson or a Metallica or anything like that. Of course they can't talk to everybody, but the thing is that I want to have conversations. I want to engage in those conversations with those fans who spend money and show love, and that's something that is very, very important to me, and I'm so thankful and grateful for those things, man. So I don't take that for granted. I don't take anybody who wants to have a conversation with me and has respect for me, I give that same respect. It's reciprocated. So I just want people to know that I got nothing but love for them. Now, have there been some crazy people? Of course. But do they get to me? No, sir. I put up a Michael Jackson wall. You can't get over that one. You can't get over that. I'm just going to enjoy it, and I'll say 99.9% of the people have been amazing. And I just enjoy it, man. I really do. I enjoy it. I really do.
Well, yeah, you hit it on the head again. Because for independent artists, anyone that's not signed, because even indie labels don't have the money to push the way
Not at
the
all.
big ones do.
Right.
So unless you've got that, 7-figure budget, you're not going to hit the top 10 unless you are seriously talented and got a really great marketing plan.
Yes,
Because
sir.
I don't say get luck. I don't believe in luck. People get what they deserve, good or bad. I don't mean to make it sound ominous, but people get what they deserve, quite
I
frankly.
got you. Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, oh, excuse me. But so like you said, though, you've got to connect and make those connections because artists, like, I mean, unless you're touring 8 to 10 months out of the year, you're not going to be able to make a living as an artist because people aren't really buying a whole lot of physical copies anymore.
Not
Whether
at
even though
all.
there is a resurgence in vinyl,
Yes.
CDs, and even cassettes now, but still the amount of people that are buying them and streaming don't pay crap.
Not at
So,
all.
and I mean, like I said, unless you're touring 8 to 10 months out of the year, you can't do this for a living. So you got to try to but when you can connect with the fans, like you said, whether it's on your show or someone's emailing you or it's commenting on your Facebook post, if you connect with them, they're going to be a fan for life. I'm
Life. That's
still,
right.
man, I'm pushing 50. I got my grandson sitting upstairs right now.
Yeah,
I work with
yeah,
some of the coolest people in the industry, and I'm still a fanboy. Like, I mean,
yeah.
getting to talk to you right now, this is just cool as heck. So I know what it's like as the fanboy, like, oh my God, he replied to me. That's so cool. And I'm gonna remember
Right.
that forever. They're gonna remember that forever.
Of
And they're the
course.
ones that now they watched your that video that you thought was too stupid to post,
Mm-hmm.
and they connected with that because they saw you on that personal level. They're the ones that are going to come to your shows. They're going to bring
Yes.
5 friends, or if they can't make it because it's 2 hours away, 20 people are going to show up because they shared it and reposted your event page, or
100%.
because they bought your shirt and they're wearing it out to a different show or something like that. Because those are
Yes.
the ones. I mean, because it is. I mean, if you don't make money, you can't keep doing it. I mean, you can put out a record every 10 years, maybe, but you can't keep doing it on a regular basis. And your fans don't mind spending money if they get to see
Right.
more stuff to buy. Quite frankly, we're all capitalists in some sense, whether we like it or not. So
True.
if you can connect with the fans and then they're willing to share your stuff and be part of it, it's the best feeling because, well, you meet good people. And I mean, when you put your art out there, it's something that's very personal and it's
Mm-hmm.
part of you. So it gives you an artists instantly have a litmus test. Anything they put out that means something to them. If someone's like, I don't like it, it's like, I don't ever need to talk to you again because that's me. You don't like me. And
Right. Right.
so
Right.
it makes it easy for artists to be able to find those connections like that. And I mean it's awesome for what you do. Like you said, you still got fans, you still remember, you still connect with, and that's awesome because I mean where's anyone in any of the entertainment industry without fans? Broke.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are. And it's neat to see. Come on, you're on both sides of it because, like you said, you get to have cool people on your podcast too. You know what it's like when you get someone on, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe this is really cool.
100%. 100%. I had Tommy Davidson on, right? And
Mm.
man, I didn't want to lose my mind, but it was just like I was like, you're Tommy Davidson. Now inside, a lot of times you're not going to see me on the outside flip out, but on the inside, man, fireworks are blasting off. It's 4th of July, it's New Year's, it's all of that wrapped into one. And I'm just doing my best to just keep my calm and give them the utmost respect. And because I want the best from them. And I want them to know, as we were saying, I want them to feel comfortable. And he was comfortable. Cosmo D from Nucleus, Dora Pesh. Dora and I had such a great time. I was just like, man, I love her so much, man. Her energy was just infectious. And so there's so many other people that I've had on that I've just said, let me say this. There hasn't been one guest that I've had that I haven't had a good time. And I know that I've been told, I remember Chris said, you're going to have some bad guests, man. They're just going to be like, they don't want to answer anything. And I really haven't had it. I've had some people border on that, but I'm just like, let me reel them back in. And that was probably in my early days. But now, man, I'm not sweating any of that at all, man. I just want to have a good time. But I do want to go back to something you were saying. We were kind of touching on is that, this business and money, and even with the big, if you're not like a super big band, touring is expensive. It's expensive for them. And to try to recoup that money or just break even is something else, man. And getting on a bus, a lot of times, man, getting in that 15 passenger van, it doesn't happen much anymore. Those, it's, as we all age, and so it's this business is really, really something else. I guess it's like a love hate kind of thing. But when you're a musician and you love music and you're a creative, you can't help yourself, man. You're just gonna keep doing what you do and doing your best to make the best decisions for your career and have individuals like you come in to say like, hey, if you do this, this can happen. As Corey Lowry told me, he's like, Lord, it's about that team. You got to have a great team behind you. And when you have a great team behind you, big things can happen. And I really listen to that and I take that, to heed. And I was just like, man, I hear you because a lot of times we're doing the best that we can for ourselves without spending that amount of money. Because going to spend money in the studio like back in the day, people aren't doing that anymore. I've got a home set up here. My boy, for Plastic Catastrophe with Lord Nelson, and thank you for saying that. And my boy Matt, he's in Dallas, Fort Worth. And so he just sent me 2 new songs. And when he sends them to me, I listen, I write, and then boom, I'm sending them back to him. Now we have gotten together for certain things, But we're looking at when are we going to get out here and tour and do things like that, you know? But right now, we're just creating great music and loving the music. And we could probably put out 10 albums right now, all the music that we have. I mean, we have a lot of music, and so we've just been releasing singles. But anyway, I'm on a tangent. I'm here and there, but it's this is just exciting, man. I'm excited to be here, my brother. I appreciate you, man. I really do.
It's fun, especially because I get that. Like you're talking about having Tommy Davidson on. I had God, I was only had only been doing this for maybe 3 months, and
Mm-hmm.
I had Hunter Jackson, Techno Destructo from Guar on, and
Woo!
I'm instantly 15 again, listening to Scum Dogs for the first time. I'm just trying to hold my shit together because I'm like,
Right.
what? And he actually, I'm having another member of the band on in a couple weeks, and I just
Yes.
it's true. My
Awesome.
wife laughs because I'll come upstairs, I'm just wound up for like 6 hours afterwards. She's like, "Don't you need to go for a walk or something?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna mess on the carpet. Don't worry."
Hey man, because once again, as you said before, we're still fans. You know, we're doing what we're doing, but we're still fans of the amazing creatives that you know changed our lives, or were the you know was the theme music to our youth. And so, man, listen, I am a music lover. I am a military kid. I listen to everything. I had people listen to country, to rock, to rap, to R&B, soul, jazz, all of it. I listen to all of it. My playlists are crazy. My kids and my wife are like, this dude is a lunatic. But music is the utmost high to me. Music is my drug. And I enjoy it, and the sonics of it, and the orchestration and the arrangements. And when I'm listening to things, and I'm just like, that right there makes me feel so good. And I always say that music is the ultimate time machine, also. When you hear that song, as you say, you might hear a song by Guar, and it takes you back to what you were doing at that as that youngster. And man, that is just the best feeling in the world to me, man. I'm telling you, man. Music gets me emotional. I love music. I really, really do. And as you said before, let me say this. No matter what genre it is, if the song is hot, it's hot. You, you can be a genre snob all you want to, but if the song is hot, it's hot, man. It can't be denied, man. So that's how I am with music, man. Most definitely.
Oh yeah, I hate the term guilty pleasure. Cause if it ain't hurting nobody, you shouldn't ever feel guilty about something that brings
That's right.
joy. I
That's
mean,
right.
man, I
I
don't care.
love
I'm
that.
the same way. My playlist would have me locked up if somebody saw some of the bands I've got next to each other. I've got playlists that have Taylor Swift and Gigi Allen on it back to
Yes,
back. I mean, that probably doesn't happen a whole hell of a lot, but that's what the mood called for.
yes,
So, like you
indeed.
said, if a song is good, a song is good. I don't
That's
care
just
what
what it is.
anybody else says about it.
I could care less what anybody says, man. One of my homeboys, I call him. His name is Lucas. I call him Cabo San. You know, Cabo San Lucas. I said, man, because your life is like a vacation, baby. And we were in an elevator, coming from somewhere, and the elevator music was on. You know, they just had like some yacht rock stuff that was on, and I was just like, I just started singing it and vibing it. And he's younger than me. He just looked at me. He's like, "What's wrong with you, man?" I was like, that is amazing. That song is amazing. And he's just like, you are a lunatic. I was like, no, man. I said, music is just great, man. I said, it just feels good. And I said, I love that, man. I love it.
I don't know how many times we'll be in the car and playlist will end and it'll just start playing random stuff. It'll be
Right.
some it'll be some like bad like late '90s like overproduced pop one hit wonder, and
Yeah.
I'll start singing it, and I realize it's word for word, and I'll look over at my wife, and she'll have this horrified, disgusted look on her face. She's like, "You know all the words." I'm like, "Should I
Hey,
stop singing?"
man.
She goes, "Please." I'm like, "Okay."
No, they don't get, listen,
They,
I guess I don't understand it. It's my wife always says that I'm the weirdo. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, there's less people like you that love music the way that you love music. She's like, you sing. She was having an MRI and the machine, pong, 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 and she said to herself, I know he's out there making a song out of that. I know he is. And and listen, 100%. I was like, the melody, the bump, bump. I can't help it. It's just in me. It's in my DNA. It's just what I've been blessed with. And I'm thankful to have it. I'll never apologize for me loving music the way that I love music, man. Never.
I I'm the same way. My wife, I didn't even realize for a year, apparently, probably my whole life. I just found out a few years ago. Apparently, I narrate everything in song like a Disney princess when I'm walking through the house. I never knew I did this, and they started
Right.
cartooning off me. I'm like, when did I start doing that? And they're like, what do you mean start? You've been doing that as
Been
long as
doing it.
we've known you. I'm like, I had
Yes,
no
indeed.
idea. Apparently, I sing and narrate everything. So I'll have to get like a
It's,
GoPro and just start wearing it around or something.
it's just in us, man. It's in us, man. I remember people, why you always singing my name, man? I was just like, I can't help it. His name was Rodney Love. I was like, Rodney Love, hey. He was just like, why you always singing my name, man? I was like, it just comes to me, man. I can't help it,
Well, I mean, you're a lot like me too. We got big personalities, and it's hard to keep all this bottled up. I mean, I talk to myself all day long, and it's awesome.
Why not?
So I mean, but exactly. So when you see somebody, you got to let them know. Like we were talking about, though, it goes right back to being excited and letting someone know you appreciate them. That they're the most
Yes,
important person at that moment, right there, because they're taking the time to talk to you. That
no
goes right
doubt.
with singing his name, man. It's just that it's just being who you are, letting that big personality go, and see where it takes you. Because if
Yes,
someone
indeed.
don't like it, well, like I said, there's another litmus test, isn't it? Because if somebody's like, you're
Right.
too much, you're like, you ain't seen shit yet. So that's probably, you might want to walk away because this is like at a 2. You ain't seen me on a 10.
let me walk off before I pop off.
Yeah. This is decaf pop pop. You don't want to see what happens at noon, man.
Oh, that's so true, young man. That's so true.
Oh man. So, all right. What I got some questions for you. Ones I always like to
Listen,
cover. So, over the I won't even say how many decades. I don't want to put that out there for you. But
it's
all
all
the
love.
all the time you've been in the industry, what's a mistake that you saw when it came to like marketing or promoting, whether it was one you did or you saw someone do that kind of changed the way you did things. Whether it's
I,
a
I
simple one or not cuz
yeah. I just think it was really understanding what marketing is, and that advertising is under that marketing umbrella, and just not back then putting the money behind it, always making excuses of I can't do this, or I'm held back because of this, when it's like, if it's something you really want and you're passionate about, you have to go all in. You really do. You have to go all in. And you got to love what you do. And see, I'm at that point now where I love what I do. And I'm telling you, like, even when I first got with Stuck Mojo, I told Rich, I was like, hey man, if you tell me that we're gonna be on this road, I was just, in a sense, I was just filling in for Bones, is what I was saying. But I was just like, if you're telling me we're going to be out here doing tours and handling this, I was like, I'm willing to change my life. And he looked at me and he just turned away for a second. And then he was just like, at this point right now, I can't tell you that, but I was ready to go all in on what we were doing, because I was like, this is incredible, this opportunity, and having Bones say like, hey man, handle your business, do your thing, was also a big part of it. And so, man, just wishing that I had at a younger age had more people, like, say I had somebody like you in my corner. I'm from South Carolina, and we would see things, but this is not New York. This is not California. And what Atlanta came to be, or out there in Oakland, where they had that hustlers mentality. I knew a lot of hustlers, but I wasn't that guy. In my mind, I was just like, somebody's going to see me and the label's going to sign us and all that. Like, it just doesn't happen like that. That's not the reality of it. You want it to be that, but that's not what it is. But really investing in yourself, that was probably the biggest thing, and the biggest mistake that I didn't do back then, was really invest in myself. Now, mind you, I have no regrets. I don't live my life on regrets. It's the way it is, and I don't have a problem with my life. My life is still wonderful. You know, you can sit there and think about what could have been or should have been. Nah, I'm beyond that because that's not what happened. So what I do now is I pay attention more, even at my age now. As you say, I listen to the youngsters. I pay attention to people like you who have the knowledge and expertise of what could take you to another level. So that's where I am now. But you know, in a long way of saying, just I should have invested in me more back then. And I don't think enough people invest in themselves and believe in themselves. Always believed in me, but I just thought that there was another way that I had to do it. And that was just my ignorance of not knowing the business. You know, you got to know the business more, and we're still all learning, you know, because the things have changed. But yeah, that's what I would say.
Well, yeah, you hit it. I mean, you touched on it for sure. Is back when we came up, it was 100% about money. If you had the money to put into it, because that's what you
Right.
needed for marketing and advertising,
Yes.
or production value, or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's still a little bit of that, but it's more the time. Because
Yes.
it's all social media, it's all digital marketing, it's all digital recording. Nobody's doing reel to reel. I mean, I could sit
Right.
here. I've got a studio right here that I'm sitting in, and I could record an album. So
Yes.
now it's about the time invested because it's still though it's if you don't have the time, you can pay someone else to do it. So it is time
Right.
or money. If
More
you
money.
got
Yes, sir.
both, if you got both, you're set.
You can make a
Because
dent.
if you
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you could definitely do something with it because you know that if you could spend that couple hours every day plugging yourself on social media and on all of it, that's worth what that $100 you'd be paying
Right.
somebody to do it for you or to figure it
100%.
out for you, and that could
Yes.
take some of the power away from the labels too, especially the bigger ones. If they're like, oh, they can do this without us, maybe they'll
Yes.
start signing some better deals.
Well, that's why they've changed everything, though. So you know that's why they're in cahoots with the streaming sites. They're like, we
Hmm.
don't have to put all this money into these individuals anymore. We don't have to do that. And then you know, once again, as you know that they got to a point to where it's like, no, you do all the work. And then once I see you have gotten this, then we'll put money behind you then. You know, it's been like that for a while. They're not going out here. Well, how many A&Rs are out there anymore, man? They got rid of all these people. They're like, man, we don't need you. We don't have to pay you. You know, things have changed. So it's man, you just gotta understand the game and respect the game, but know that the business has always been a dirty business. And you know, anytime you're talking about a lot of money, because there's a lot of money out there to be made with things, man, you're gonna have some evil people. That's a plug for our single out plastic catastrophe review, Lord Nelson. That's out right now. It's called Evil.
Nice, nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, indeed.
Well, well, like you said though, the labels, there's not really A&R at this point. A&R is Google Analytics. They want
Right.
to see it is. It's if you don't have such many Facebook or Instagram followers or Spotify
That's right.
monthly listeners, they're not going to touch it. Doesn't matter how good you are. You could say like, "Hey, we pressed 1,000 copies of our last 3 records and sold them out in a week." They
Yeah.
don't care.
It doesn't
It's
matter to them.
all
Yeah.
about the digital side of things because a lot of the big ones aren't even printing. Aren't
That's right.
pressing any no vinyl, no CDs, nothing.
That's
There's a
right.
bunch of newer artists that I'm like, why? Like they've got a million, they got a million monthly on Spotify, but they have no physical copies. I'm like, why is there not a vinyl I want to listen to?
Right. Now, listen, it's all just amazing and just being knowledgeable and continuing to learn. And that's what some of us, the older cats, the older heads, that's what we have to do. We have to continue to learn. We have to see what the model is and see how we can, put that within what we've been doing and the knowledge that we do have because things, once again, have changed. And so when I'm looking at these people, I'm always looking for information. And, I can assess it. Is this going to be valuable to me? Or is it not going to be valuable to me? Is it going to help me out? So I'm always open to listen to what people, I don't care how old you are, young or old. I always used to tell people, like, I'm not listening to these people who are not in the business, that don't know what's going on. They're just talking. You know, they don't understand all the craziness that goes on. And we're putting in the time to make things happen. And they think that it just happens like that. Doesn't work that way. Oh, you're not as big as this person. Man, do you know what that person had to do to get to where they are? You know, to be in the right place, the right time, the time and effort, the money that was put behind it. You know, I know a lot of people that, you know, had some funny money that was going on. You know what I'm saying? To get to places where they needed to be. I'm not that guy. I didn't deal with those things. Now, do I know those people and I've known those people? Of course. I could have said like, hey, man, but I just couldn't do it. I just wanted to be me and just be authentically me. And so there's so much to it. So many things can happen. And I'm just still a sponge at my age now. I'm still a sponge, and I just want to continue to learn. And I'm once again, I'm thankful and grateful for the youngsters. Just like I said, that band Rosie, or I've got Matt Miller is the artist that I have, and Matt Miller, you know, he's won awards and he's amazing. And just these artists. Every time an artist, just like with you, every time I'm on with somebody or I'm interviewing somebody, I am listening because I know that you're going to give me some gem that's going to help me. So I'm paying attention. So every time you say marketing and that's what you're doing, I'm just like, I want him to know that I'm listening to him because he's going to have something for me that I can use, man. And I can't wait for it. Yes,
I
indeed.
learned fr- I learned from every guest. I mean, from my first show to now. I mean, I've been
Yes.
doing marketing, promoting bands for 30 years. I got a degree in marketing. I've
Right.
learned more this year from my guests than I'd learned the previous 30 years, and it's
Wow.
because I listen. It's
Mm-hmm.
because I listen and I ask questions. Half the time, I feel like I'm just like researching. And all my episodes are just me researching how to be better for my next episode. It just
Yes.
never stops. But that's why I'm keep doing what I'm doing though too,
Right.
because I want to learn. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I went back to school here just was over a year ago and got a degree in digital marketing.
Oh,
I had
wow. Awesome.
my first guest on my show was this young kid that I went to school with. Jalil Cage One Shinobi, buddy, thank
Mm-hmm.
you. I had him on as my first guest because I didn't know how to set any of this equipment up. I had my
Right.
first guest come over to my house and help me set the stuff up. Man, you
Awesome.
got to use those connections and you got to keep learning or you're just a dusty old fossil that don't know
Yes,
shit
indeed.
and nobody's going to want to work with.
That's right. That's true statement, man. I co-sign that again, man. That is a very, very true statement, bro.
Oh, because the only thing worse than being an old guy is being an old guy that don't get it. I mean, come on, man.
Yes, indeed.
I'd rather be the old guy that's out of place than out of touch. I mean,
True.
so that's what it breaks down to.
I like that, indeed. Indeed.
I'll still be the old guy standing in the back of the show, and I'm oldest by 30 years of anybody there. But I don't care. I want to keep getting out there and keep learning. In other words, what's the point?
Of course.
All
Love
right.
it,
Well,
man.
man, thank you so much for coming on, man. What do you got coming up in the new year?
Well, listen, once again, Live and Loud with the Lord podcast on the CMS network. And I enjoy what I'm doing. I have all kinds of artists on, all genres. I have people who are not artists. I just want to have a good time with people who are entertaining and interesting. I also have the Going In podcast with my son. And it's really why I got into the podcast space at first is my son said, like, let's do a podcast together. And I was just like, I'm with it if you want to do it. And we just have fun talking about sports and things, but it's a father and son podcast. And we have a great time and the time flies by so fast because that's my guy. I always say that he's everything I am and everything I wish I could have been. He's just that guy. And I love my children so much and they help me out so much, man. My family's big to me. But of course, once again, Live and Loud with the Lord, Going In podcast, Plastic Catastrophe with Lord Nelson is the band that I'm in with the magnificent Matt Acevedo. He is one of the greatest musicians. He and I have a connection that is amazing. He gets me and I get him. It is a wonderful thing to have an individual like him, great human being, create the music that he does and appreciates the words that I put on it. He appreciates it. So he does what he does. I do what I do. We come together and just like they say, Voltron, we come and transform and they're like, bow, we have what we have. And so constant music's we're gonna keep putting out singles. as I said earlier, um, album wise, we were thinking about we're gonna put out an album. We're not sure what we're gonna do. I'm probably gonna talk to you and ask you a few questions to let me know what you think. But those things we're just putting out singles right now and enjoying it. And once again, like I said, we could probably put 10 albums out right now. And we have some great music. I'm not just saying that because I love it. It's just the vibe that it is. And I'm just like, Matt, you just took it to another level. Matt, you took it to another level, man. So I'm just appreciative. So that's what I'm doing. The podcast, Plastic Catastrophe, and Lord with Lord Nelson. That's where my focus is on those three things, most definitely. And hey, you can check me out all over the internet, Live and Live with the Lord, Going In Podcast, Lords and Legends on TikTok. I'm everywhere. So it's just you go out there, you're gonna find the big guy with the big show. Yes, indeed.
I'm not saying you're busy, but this guy's got more IG handles that you could stack them on, and he couldn't stand. He could hide behind them. I mean, it's
Lords of
just like
House.
this, man.
Yeah. This, because when I did my stint, let me say this right quick. I did my stint with like house music. I love house music too. So takes me back to those 80s and stuff. And here's the deal. Let me tell a quick story about how this happens. We were on tour with Ectomorph. We were in Amsterdam. We were in the what's the venue? Well, anyways, the big venue there. And it was sold out for Stuck Mojo and Ectomorph. And we were just doing our thing. I think well, anyway, I'm trying to think Avengers was there with us. But anyway, it was sold out. So after we finished our show, everybody left. And then they let a whole new different crowd come in. It was all EDM music. And so my boy in LSU Nails, Steve, who was the drummer at the time for Stuck Mojo, that's my brother also. We said we're going back in here to see what's going on. So we got up there with the DJ and we're just looking out. And I'm telling you, this place is packed out. This gigantic venue is packed out again. And I'm like, wow. And I said, I love this music too. So I said, when I get back home to the States, I'm going to create this music. So I created Lords of House. I was trying to get a lot of people in there with me, to do things. But of course, you know how that is. So I just, once again, did it myself. And I made some great music. And I still make some of that music too. So anyway, man, I just love music, bro. And listen, thank you, man. Thank you.
Get it, man. Everybody wants to collaborate till it's time to work. And then all of a sudden they forgot that there's a work part of the
Yes.
create, and it's like,
Oh,
oh
man.
wait, I'm busy. I can't get to it now.
Oh,
I've
that's
got
real.
project. I'm just as bad. I've got a project I've been working on. Me and my buddy been talking about for 10 years, and we still ain't
Yeah.
recorded anything on it yet. It happens. It happens. But yeah,
It
no,
just makes
nothing.
yeah, it just makes you go. I'm sorry for cutting you off. It just makes you go to do things yourself, and then you understand. You put in that work, and last thing I will say, Russell Simmons wrote a book called "Do You." My wife bought that book for me. I read that book. It changed my life, man, when it comes to music, because I was like, why am I waiting on everybody else? I don't have to wait on everybody else. My daughter bought me this beautiful iMac. Other, I bought. Listen, once that happened, man, the snowball just boom, avalanche. I was just like, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm handling my business, man, and I'm just thankful for it, man. So shout out to Russell Simmons.
Well, and that was a perfect thing to say though, because that's part of it is you can collaborate, you can wait around for other people to help you with it. Because if you just try doing it yourself, it's going to prove one of two things. One is that, oh, hey, I can do this. I don't need someone else. Or it's going to be, shit, this is hard. No wonder they don't want to do it. Maybe I need to offer them some money
Oh, it's definitely
because,
hard.
yeah,
It's gonna be hard now.
yeah, you're going to learn some. You're going to learn some truths. It might not be the one you
100%.
wanted to know, but you're going to find out really quick. Is
But
just
that's a
try it
good,
yourself and find
yeah.
out. You
But
can
that's a
only
good
learn
thing, though.
so much.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
learn.
you
You
can
learn.
only learn so much on YouTube University.
That's right. I like that. I like that most definitely, bro.
All right. Well, man, thank you for coming on. Did have a scheduling conflict and had to change dates, so I'm so glad we were able to work it out and
Come
get you on
on,
the
man.
show today, man.
It's all
I
love. Thank
appreciate
you.
the hell out of you, and what you do as well. Like I said, man, I tried to get a hold of him. I was like, well, I've got his email and he's got 5 profiles on every platform. I don't know which
I
one I
check
should
them
even
all.
message him. You busy? You are busy.
Man,
Damn.
my wife says the same thing. She's like, when are you gonna get some sleep? I was just like, when I get some sleep, it's all love. I'm just enjoying what I'm
Yeah,
doing. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again for coming on. I appreciate you. Viewers, listeners, thanks for tuning in. As always, please like, subscribe, share, and give me some feedback. Want to know what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. And please have fun and be nice to each other, because if you're not, there's no point. So this is Leigh and Lord Nelson, and thank
Yeah.
you for watching the Tunepact Podcast, man. We'll catch you next time.
Woo ha.